The first railway. The Stockton and Darlington Railway in England is the first railway in the world where the idea of using steam traction to transport goods and passengers arose by George Stephenson in 1821, who built several steam engines in the Clingworth mine. He proposed the idea of using traction using steam instead in order to exploit this coal-rich line. Stevenson told him that a steam engine could pull about 50 times the load compared to horses, and pace like this idea, and agreed to let Stevenson prepare the idea. Railways. The emergence of railways promoted the growth of the Industrial Revolution, and railways developed over the centuries. The first railway dedicated to transporting passengers was opened in 1830, which is the Liverpool and Manchester Railway, and this railway employed Stephenson's idea of traction by steam, but in the United States of America it was Tom Thumb was the first domestically produced steam locomotive in 1830, then the Transcontinental Railroad was built, with the first rail being built in 1869, when the Union Pacific Railroad from Nebraska met the Central Pacific Railroad from California. The first underground railway to transport passengers was the City Railway in the South London Railway in 1890, and most countries use electric, diesel, or diesel-electric trains, but steam trains are still used, and recent developments in this field include high-speed trains, like the Japanese bullet train, or the French Green Vitesse train that travels at an average speed of 300 km per hour. Magnetic maglev trains use magnetic force to enable them to move over the guide rail, where the lack of friction between the train and the track allows the train to increase in speed. The ancient railway. The oldest form of railways dates back to about 600 BC, when the Greeks established grooves in the paved limestone roads to be able to run wheeled vehicles on them, which facilitated the transportation of boats across the Isthmus of Corinth. But when Greece fell to Rome in 146 BC, these railways were destroyed, and disappeared for more than 1,400 years, and then began to appear in the 16th century. Then the steam locomotive was invented after another 3 centuries, and this form of transportation changed the forms of transportation in the world.